So we're talking about the question types that may be may be brought in at different in our essay. So let's go back to talking about the essays now, the questions, sorry, the questions. So question types. Sorry. So multiple answer question, multiple choice question. Let's just say multiple choice question. Sentence completion, sentence completion, short answer question. Sorry. Short answer question. Table map. Forms. Table map forms. Okay. I think here we have matching and let's see, and we can also cut this. Summary and notes. Summary and notes. So, summary. So every other thing you have table, map, forms, and the rest of them like that, they all fall under number 4. So in order to be able to not to encumber ourselves with so many, we just break them down like that. So now multiple question as multiple answer, multiple choice, multiple answer question, yes, are 3 types. There are 3 types. Okay, there are sometimes 3 types, and those 3 types are: number 1, one answer is requested, one answer is requested. So sorry, I think I need to make this one be, make them increase the size so that we would be able to see clearly from our end. Okay, I think that should be fine. So one answer is required for 1 mark. So number 2, you have number 2, multiple answers. Or multiple marks. That's where they ask you to choose 3 answers for numbers 1 to maybe, let's say, numbers 16 to 18. They ask you to choose 3 answers. So multiple answers for multiple marks. So you have the individual marks But this third one used to be tested, but it's no longer being tested, which is multiple answers for a single mark. So we have to be very careful here, because this multiple answer for a single mark means that once you get one wrong, that single mark cannot, half or a proportion of it cannot be awarded. So that's the end once you get one wrong. So that is why it is also very, very important. Now, IELTS has the authority, has the capacity, the right to choose which question they want to test or not. So one has to be very, very careful when you're listening. We may say that multiple choice, multiple answer question where 3 answers are not requested, maybe 3 answers are requested for 1 mark, or 2 answers are requested for 1 mark, are not being tested any longer. But if they bring it, what would you do for them? What do you do to them? So just do it. So there is such a situation where they ask you to choose one answer, more than one answer, just for 1 mark. So you have to pay attention to in such situation and make sure that you are picking the very right answers to for your mark, so that maybe if you got one wrong, to just be like that. The one you got wrong will make the others that you got correctly invalid. So that is why it is very important that one is able to get such answers correctly. Required. All right, so now you have sentence completion. In sentence completion also has about a couple of types. One where you have blank in the middle. In the middle of the sentence. Blank in the middle of the sentence. At the beginning. And at the end. So you have those. You have those 3 types. Now, short answer question. I'm going to come to a short answer question probably lastly. And the reason is that short answer question I call it a very crazy question in the types of question that listening is usually tested in. It's the craziest, because the only place where short answer question you may not likely find it is when it's in multiple choice question. That's the only place where you may not likely find short answer question featuring. But short answer question features in almost all the other types of question where you need to produce supply a word. Where you have to supply your answer is a word or a number that you have to supply. Short answer question features in any of such places. So let's look at it. This is type number 1. It's only here short answer question. It does not feature. Number 2, short answer question. Answer question features in number 2. It features in number 3. Any of those combinations or lists in number 3. It features number 4. Features number 5. It features number 6. Because all of this in table, map, or forms, all of this is just you who will supply the answer. You will supply the answer from sentence completion to table, map, forms, and the rest of them, to matching. Okay, matching. Okay. Oh yes, let's hold on matching. To summary, because summary and notes. Let me just put notes here. Summary. Notes. Notes, according to British Council, is is an individual listing, but my categorization, I'm going to put notes or summary question here because they tend to look alike. We're going to see sample of these things here. Now, you don't really need to know the answers to be able to pass them, but I just wanted to show you around the question types and all of that. You don't need to know the questions types before you to pass them. But when I'm talking about this, maybe I'm talking about multiple choice questions, you know what we're talking about. So it will be easy for us to be able to go along together in the class. So moving on. So sentence completion, table maps, forms, and the rest of them, notes and summary, are all question types that short answer question, this crazy short answer question are usually, reflect in, they work in with them. They, how do I put it now? They feature, short answer question feature in whenever you see them. Sometimes or most times when you see them. So you have to be very careful. So basically, let me just say that the approach you use for table map or forms is the same approach you use, same approach as in sentence completion. So same approach as in sentence completion, same here, same approach as in sentence completion. That's what you use for your summary. Excuse me. So same approach as a sentence completion. That's what you use now. So we're going to be talking about those approaches in a jiffy, in a while. So now talking about questions that have to do with reading. So under reading, remember I already said that reading questions, the first 6 question types are also the the 6 question types you have in listening are also the first 6 question types you have in reading. So for reading, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then number 7, you have for 7 you have choosing heading. Number 8, you have what's it called now? Classification. Number 9, you have classification. You have true, false, not given. I said true, false, not given, and yes, not given are to be categorized as one. Same approach, true, false. Now, if you are doing your listening and your true, false, not given, and you're just using abbreviation like T as in true, F as in false, NG as not given. That is a wrong practice, a very bad and wrong practice. What if IELTS gave you a question where T, F, NG are the answers, so to speak? So we would now be at a loss or at a dilemma as to which one is actually true, false, not given, or TFNG. So write your true, false, not given in full. Don't abbreviate. It is not advisable. Okay, so you are choosing heading. Now choosing heading and locating information, I think I will have to put those under in the same place. Choosing heading and locating information, because they seem to be the same in the same um, the same shoes. They seem to look alike. So give information. Then here it will be diagram labeling. Okay, so with this, we have just 10 reading questions, and these 10 reading questions are the place where a lot of people have issues with reading. So we would go to the okay. I said I was going to talk about a short answer question here. So short answer question. Now, short answer question is that question where they ask you to write or give your answer in not more than a particular number of words. So they ask you to give your answer, write your answer in. Now, I've seen one word before. I've seen 2 words before. I've seen 3 words before. And I've seen 4 words before. But 4 words really is being tested. It's really being tested these days. But in my experience, I have seen 4 words. Now, you need to understand that, okay, I've omitted some salient, important words that that makes a question a bit cumbersome. Write your answer in. They put this not. I think they also capitalize this more than 2 words, and sometimes you could have this extension and or a number. You can have this extension and or a number. Okay, so now write your answer in no more than 1 word if it is 1 word that is staring at you, 2 words if it is 2 words that is staring at you, 3 words, if it is 3 words that is staring at you, and it could be 4 words. Now, what is the implication of this sentence? You know, I've always been telling, I've been is when we are doing the writing, we have I've always been, you know, emphasizing the fact that language, English language, this is an English language exam, and so you must pay attention to elements of language that are in your instruction. Elements of language. Here, they say, write not more than 1 word, write not more than 2 words, write no more than 3 words, write no more than 4 words. Any one of them that you have before you is saying you should not write more words than specified. Don't write more words than specified. I'll take that again. You are not expected to write more words than specified. So if the word specified is 1 word, you are not expected to write 1 more words than 1. It's only when you have an or a number that they ask you to, that they are most likely going to ask you to extend the character of your answer. Now, I'm sure you understand that words is not the same thing as character. So if they are saying write no more than 1 word, they just want to see words, just 1 word. Write no more than 2 words, just 2 words. Write no more than 3 words, just 3 words. But if they say write no more than the one word and or a number. It means that and or a number means that you could write one word and a number. In that case where you are writing one word and a number, it means that you have more than one character. One word and a number, or better still, a number. Because if it says and or just a number, from our understanding of our writing, we know that when they say or means you choose one. So one word and a number, or a number. One word and a number, then a number. So we're going to do a bit of breakdown, so that, because I want students to understand this very well. Sorry, permit me to just remove this color. We don't need it there. Okay. Now let's see. We have the one word and or a number. Okay, so we have that. So what is IELTS saying when it said one word and or a number? It's saying number one, or let's use bullet point. Number one, you could have one word, which could be, let's say, bag. Sorry. Let's say bag. So you have two words, one word and a number. We're looking at the possibilities of the instruction, one word and a number. What are the possibilities? One word and a number. In which case it will be one word and a number is, let's say, two bags. So one word and a number would be two bags, for example. So then a number would be two. So that's for that. So let's go again to, let's say, two words and a number. Two words. Two words and a number. Okay. So two words and a number means that we have all of this as possibility, because not more than two words means you can write less, but you can't write more. You can write less, but you can't write more. Let's take that from me and take it as a very important instruction. It means you can write less than the word specified, but you can't write more than the word specified. So you can write less, but you would not be able to write more than the word specified. So let's see here. So you could have two words, and you could have two words, and a number. So two words here could be, let's say, big bag. Okay, two words and a number could be two big bags. All right, and two as a number. So the same thing under Excuse me, please. Yes, ma'am. Oh, no. Sorry, apologies for that. So 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 you could have write less, but you can write more. So two words. Okay. So talking about three words now. Let's say three words. We want to talk about three words and or a number. Okay. So it will be three words. Three words and okay, and we usually put a slash or a number. So let's go back to fake those ones. And or a number. Let's still go back. And or a number. And or a number. And or a number. So now when you have that, so okay. Here now, everything specified here or written out here also applies under this place, but with its own peculiarity because it is three words and or a number. So we go here from three words, and it will be three words would be three word. Big brown bags. Okay, so let's say we have three words and or a number. And a number. So we have you have three words and a number, two big brown bags, two big brown bags. So something like that. And then the final but not frequently featured in the IELTS exam is that one where they ask you to bring in four words and or a number. So four words and or a number would have all of this and its peculiarities too. That all of that and its peculiarities. Copy. So bring them here and its peculiarities. That is some peculiarities. Four words. And you could have them as big, beautiful, Big, beautiful. Big, beautiful brown bag. Then we go to forwards. And a number. So two there. Two. Okay. I'll take your question, Ms. Negadion. Just a moment. Okay, so let's take your question, Ms. Negadion.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Are you there? Wow, network. Network just pulled her out of the class. Okay, okay, she's back. Okay. Could you please, I think the network from your end might be a bit of an issue. If you can't really, we can't hear you.
Please, can you throw more light?
Can you just type in the chat space?
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, all right, okay.
Because the network from your end is not too good.
Okay.
Thank you. So I'll be expecting your question in the chat section. All right, so moving on. I'm expecting still, so we just need to, because of our time. So that's basically what it is as it comes to the breakdown. Now, most people just think that they have, they've gotten the answer. Yes, you've gotten the answer, but if you don't pay attention to how many words you have been asked to render your answers in, then it becomes an issue. So you've got to render your question in the typical number of words that are requested. Okay. So now these are some of the areas where we fail. Now, do you know that if for example, there's an indicator of age in your question, let's say, for example, this typically happens in listening. If there's an indicator of age or date of birth in what's it called now? Let's just say age in your question. You're not expected to repeat years old again. What do I mean by that? Let's say you have this kind of situation. How old? Okay, let's just say they say age, then there's a colon, and they're expecting you to put a number. Sometimes when they would have said, maybe in this case it is one word and or a number. Okay, let's even make it wider. 2 words and or a number. But it says age. Your answer should just be 2, not 2 years old. All right. These are some of the things where, some of the areas where IELTS, where where they ask you to use 2 words and or a number. I think you should just go ahead to write 2. The boy is aged 2, not the boy is, they have age. Then you have to say, right, 2 years old. All right. So typically in Africa here, when they say, how old are you? I'm 5 years old. You still have to pronounce years old. That is not appropriate. It should just be, how old are you? I'm 6. I'm 14. I'm 35. Okay, as simple as that. All right. So it is very, very important for you to pay attention to this, because these are the areas where this is one of the areas where people usually make errors when it comes to their essay. Okay. All right, Mrs. Negbedian, I'm still expecting your answer, your question. I'm still expecting your question. Maybe we can try to use your internet again. I mean, maybe you should try to use your what's it called now? Use your microphone again if the network is okay, so that we don't have to go back to the question again, because it's as if there was a particular part of the lesson that you didn't find quite clear. So I need you to quickly get your question across to us so that we can quickly trash it before we go too far. All right, so I think these are what's it called now? What's it called now? The all that there is about opinion, all that there is. Okay, please throw more light on a word and or a number. Please throw more light on a word and or a number. Okay. Now, first of all, we need to understand that you can write more than the word specified, but you can't write more than the word specified, but you can write less than the word specified. Okay, please throw more light on a word and a number, or two words and or a number. Okay, now what you need to understand here is that one word and or a number means that it is either you write one word, a word and a number, or a number, as you are seeing it here. One word could be a bag. We assume that there's information on bag, or a particular bag, or on bags in the question. So we assume that here, we assume that there's a question or the information on a bag or bags. So one word would be bag. If you feel that where they ask you how many bags did the man buy from the market, something like that. So you know, if two is the answer, you know, 2 bags. Okay. You can't in this case, you can't have few bags, because that'll be 2 words. It will be wrong in one word, under the instruction one word and or a number. Or you have, maybe they say okay, how many quantity, how many let's say how many days did you I'm trying to just complete something. How many days would you have to stay before you go to the market? You could have 2. Okay, you could have 2. All right, so in that case, so where you have one word and or a number, 2, and you could have 2 days, depending on the context of the question. So pay attention to how the question is coined, is what will tell you whether you use 2 days or just 2. All right, so whatever must have been repeated and said in the passage, in the question, should not be repeated. Most of the time should not be repeated. Let me just put it that way. Most of the time should not be repeated. Okay, so having said that, we'll go, so the same thing goes for 2 words and or a number. So everything that is applicable under a number is also applicable under 2 words. So one needs to pay attention to that. Everything that is applicable under 2 words, but under 1 word, is applicable under a number. So when you are trying to get your answer, you should be able to know that for 2 words and a number, that it is possible it is 2 words. It's also possible it is 2 words. It's also possible it is 1 word. All the paraphernalia of 1 word and a number, and all the paraphernalia of 2 words and a number, because you can write less, you can write more. You can write less, but you are not expected to write more than the words that have been specified. And I hope you understand that. And I just hope I've been able to clarify your doubts or clear your doubt on these on these two areas.